Hello everyone, welcome back again to Morglintz YouTube channel. Thank you all for your amazing support. This really means a lot. Thank you. If you are new here, I say a very big welcome to you, and to my returning viewers, thank you all for being amazing. And if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so. Please subscribe, like, share this video with your family and friends so they can get to learn from all the amazing videos we have on this channel. And please guys, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Please hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. And in today's tutorial, I'll be learning how to make the Autogele of the trending Instagram gele style, the center knot with ruffle gele style. So we'll be making it in an Autogele. This video is very detailed with easy step-by-step on how to achieve this with no stress. So kindly stay tuned. Thank you. So for this style, I'll be using a vintage ashoke. You can use any ashoke of your style, but for me, I'll be using a vintage ashoke. And in here, I have the pieces I'll be using for the frame, measured already and cut out with the measurements 33, 23, and 26. So from the lower part, I have 33, the middle one 23, and the upper one 26. This will be in twos for the right side and the left side, the same measurements 33, 23, and 26. And for the base, I'll be making use of a round pleat base. I already have the detailed video on how to make and sew a perfect round pleat base, so you can check I'll drop the link down at the description box, and also the measurements at the description box as well for proper understanding, so you can check there for the link. So these pieces that I have here is what I'll go to my machine now to neatly join it together and sew the edges. So after sewing, this is what I have: all the pieces neatly joined together and the edges neatly sewn. So I'll do same thing for the other parts that I'll be using for the left side. So after that, I have the total measurement of the length to be 22 thereabouts. So I'll measure a midpoint of 11 inches. So that is where the marked point is, where I'm going to stop the pleat I'll be making on these particular pieces. So, and like I said earlier, the total length of the longer one is 33. So already the handle is already cut together with these pieces, so I don't need to start working an extra handle for the gele after forming the frame. That is why I have the longer pieces to be 33. So I'm marking another point at the longer pieces, that 33 longer pieces. I'm marking another point of 26, that which happens to be the same measurements with the upper pieces. So this is where I'll be stopping the pleats that will be forming on these particular pieces. This is where it is going to end. It is going to align with the first part. So after I already made the other parts off camera, so this is what I have. So like I said, it's going to stop at that midpoint. So this is where it stopped, and already tacked at each point, like at the front where the handle is going to stop, where it's going to stop at the handle, and the middle part and the outer part too. So I'll start forming my pleats from the other pieces that are already joined. So I want to show you how it's going to go. So I'll be folding in 1 inches first, then I'll start pleating the rest on it. And note, like I said, I already marked a point that I'm going to stop. That midpoint is where I'm going to stop my pleats. So you have to carefully pleat it and strongly hold it so that your pleats are firmly attached together. So having done that, I'll hold it down with a needle down to the manicure, then I'll pleat down to each side. I'll pleat down to the left, I'll pleat down to the right. I'm pleating down to the left side at the handle. I'm going to stop at where I marked, so that is where it's going to end. So I'm going to gather the pleats very well and stop at where I marked the 26 inches point. That is where I'm going to stop. Then I'll also go in now to hold it down with a needle. so that it doesn't fall off. So after holding it down with a needle firmly attached to the manicure, I'll go again to pleat it down at the other side as well. So I'll gather my pleats very well, I'll pleat down, then I'll hold down again with a needle. All this I'm doing is just to have a well pleated pieces and firmly, like at least it's still holding it for a while. So I attach it to the manicure. Then I'll now go in to gather my pleat at the right side to the marked midpoint, to the marked point that I have. Then I'll be going straight to tack it, so that those pleats that I already gathered does not fall off. That's why I'm tacking it now. I'm tacking it down permanently so that my pleat is well secured. So I'll be securing it now with my needle and thread. Then I'll go in to tack at each point that I use needle to place it down, to attach it down to the manicure. So after tacking this, what I have, I already tack it to the first point, the midpoint, and the handle. Yeah, so this is the other part that I have as well. Same procedure. What I did to this part is what I did to the other part. So now I want to start forming my I want to tie my knot now. So I'll be placing the gele down at the back of the ear of the manicure. So that is where I'm going to pin down. Then at the midpoint, I'm going to trace the gele down to the midpoint of the manicure. Then I'll be pinning it down as well. Then I'll be pinning down the center, the immediate center too, with a needle. So I'll go in to bring the other part to the same procedure that I use in placing it on the manicure is what I'm going to use it. So I'm placing it now at the back of the ear of the manicure, then the midpoint, then close to the center. I'll pin it down again. Then I'll go in to tie the handles. You can see the two handles that I have now. I'll be tying it now to form a knot at the back so that it can have a grip. The gele can be well attached to the manicure that I have that I'll be working with. Then I'll go in to lose the temporary stitch that I have in front. I did that so I can hold the pleats together, so it will be well easy for me to gather my pleats when tying my knots. So now I'm cutting off the thread. Then I'll be going in now to knots, and just follow the way I'm tying this. I'm forming my knots. So one part is going underneath and coming out at the back, not at the front. So with this procedure, it will make your knots well gathered and firmly attached firmly attached together. Then after neatly gathering it together, then I'll be pinning it down. I'll be securing it temporarily with a pin, whereby I will now go in to continue the pleats that I'm to make on these pieces. So I will now continue with my pleats. So I neatly gather my pleats very well, then pin down at the middle so I can gather it to the other end, towards the right end. Then I'll gather it down to the end of the fabric. Just watch the way I'm carefully gathering my pleats. You must make sure that your pleats are well gathered. You must not miss out any pleat, so you can have a very neat and fine looking gele. Just make sure you are pleating it down without missing out any pleats. So I gather it down to the end of the fabric, whereby I'll be pinning down. But before pinning down, I have to make sure I'm forming a C curve at that end. That is the main reason why we have a short pieces in the middle of the 23 and the 26 inches. So that C must form, like it must form. See, you can see the way it is looking now. That C curve must form at the back of the ear, so it can look so natural, like anti-gele. So then I'll continue, then I'll pleat down again to the other hand. But before pleating down to the other hand, I will temporarily secure it to the manicure with a pin first, so that I can form the same pleats that I have at this side at the other side. What I did to the right is what I'll be doing to the left. So now I'm going in to do exactly the same procedure of how I gather the pleat at the other side is what I'm doing here now as well. And also making sure my C curve is forming at the back of the ear. So now you can see now I'm gathering the middle point pieces very well, so that I can form my C curve at that place. So I'll be securing it again with a pin, so you can see now. Then I can now go in to continue my pleat at the front. So before then, I have to attach the tip of each pieces together. I'll be tacking it down straight with a needle and thread, because I already tack my knots, not that I secured temporarily with a pin before. I already tack it down with needle and thread. So I'll go in to tack the edges now together. So I'll be tacking it together. So having done that, I'll now go in to form my ruffle. I already have a detailed video on how to make ruffle also on my channel. You can, if you don't know how to do that, you can check for that video. I'll drop the link as well. So now you can see now, this is after gathering my pleat at each side. Then I'll go in now to form my ruffle. Like we already know the basic rule of how to make a ruffle. Just squeeze down and tack, squeeze down and tack. I'll not be using a pin here to temporarily hold it. I'll be tacking straight, because I'm just making little ruffle at each edge. And for the sake of those that doesn't know how to make a ruffle, you can check my channel on how to make a ruffle. There's a detailed video on that. So now just make little ruffle at each edge. So I'm at the right side now making my ruffle. So I'll make sure, like the rule of, like I used to say, now if you're making your ruffle, just make sure you're making use of a matching thread, so that it doesn't, your tacking is not well pronounced, so it can align and go very well, like everything will be mixed together. So now I'm tacking down. So as you're tacking down, you make sure you are passing the thread inside, then you gather it back to the center. It must hold each other down to the center, so whereby I'll go in to do the same thing to the other side. So but as you are doing that, you have to also make sure your pleats are not falling off. As you're doing that, you are securing your pleats again, gathering it very well. So you go to the other side as well and do the same thing. And guys, that is all. You are done forming your frame. Just make sure your ruffle is well ruffled, and that's it. So I'm at the center now, tacking my ruffles that I've already made, the thread, and passing it back to the center. Then after doing that, I'll form my ruffle too at the other side, at the left side. So having done that, so now I'm done with the ruffle at both sides. Then I'll now go in now to secure all the pleats that I have right from the beginning to the end of the fabric at the breadth. So I'll be securing all my pleats down together. Then I'll go in now with a matching thread to secure my pleats at the edge. You can see, just pay attention to what I'm doing now. I'm passing the needle now at the edge of each pleat. Then I'll now find a way to make the thread to be loose. It's going to, the thread, like the stitch is going to be a loose stitch, so that I can go in again one more, so that all the pleats are firmly attached together. And note, it is at the tip of each pleat that you are going to be passing the needle at. So with that, you can be rest assured that all your pleats are well gathered and well secured, no falling off. So having done that, you make sure your pleats are well gathered at the same rate. It must be equal. Then you can now cut off the thread, then tie the tip. So then you go ahead to do the same thing to the other side. So what I did to the left is what I'll be doing to the right. So now that my frame is ready, I already have my base attached to the manicure, and I'll be placing the frame on my base at the fourth pleat that I have on my base. That's where I'll be placing the frame on. Then I'll be going in now to tie my handles together so that my frame can be well attached to the base. Then having done that, at both sides I have to make sure the frame is slightly placed at each side. That is how I can have a natural looking anti-gele. Just note that whenever you are placing your frame on your base, it must be slightly placed at both sides, both the right side and the left side. It must be slightly placed. Then I'll gather it very well. Then I can now go in to attach my frame permanently to my base. I'll just be showing you how I'm going to do that. It might not be detailed enough because of our data. I don't want to waste so much data. So for the sake of those that doesn't know how to do that, I'm going to drop a little video on that in my next video. So now I'll be going in now to now permanently attach my frame to my base after all the T's has been crossed and the I's have been dotted. Then I'll go in now to permanently attach my base to my frame. So I'll be starting from the first pleat of my frame, and on the fourth pleat of my base, let me come again. I'll be starting from the first pleat of my frame, tacking it down to the fourth pleat of my base. I hope you get that, and if you don't, feel free to ask me any question from the comment section. Then having done that, I will now tack down to round from the right down to the left. I hope this is clear enough. So now that it's permanently tied, permanently tacked together, I can now go in now to wear this on my mannequin. So you can see the handle. There's no need for us. You can see how stress free this is. There's no need for us to start attaching another handle to the frame. Now I'm putting it on my mannequin to see how fitting this is. Then guys, that is all. Then you do all the adjustable, then your gele is ready to be rocked. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you do, kindly give us a thumbs up, and please guys, hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we upload a new video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for staying tuned. I love you all. See you all in my next video. Bye bye.